So the following is from The Cave of Treasures by E.A. Wallace Budge, who also wrote this book, The Book of the Bee, which I'm going to read from later. And he wrote this book, The Kebra Nagast. This book right here is the current authority on the history of the kings of Israel. And it has a lot to do with Ethiopia and where the Ark of the Covenant was taken. And it's kind of funny that the Ethiopian Bible is the only Bible that kept Enoch in its canon, which canon means measuring cane. So, for instance, like the Protestant Bible, it only has 66 books, but back in the day when they wrote the King James Bible, it had 80 books. And it had 80 books, like the canon always really had about 80 books in it that were accepted by the Jews, the Christians, and all the different denominations and things like that. But about 200 years ago, they took the Apocrypha out. And Apocrypha means hidden, so you could say, oh, it was hidden away for the wise only, or you could say, oh, it was hidden away because they didn't count it worthy. But regardless of what we say, God allowed that to happen to his word so that it would fulfill scripture, because Jesus made his life a living metaphor for what would happen to the word. So here we go, and I'm going to read this from The Cave of Treasures. When Adam and Eve left paradise, they went into a strange land and were terrified at the stones and the sand which they saw before them, and became like dead folk. Then God sent his word to them. So right there, his word, that's Jesus Christ. He was already part of their life from the jump. Right there, it says it in this book. And he told them that after 5.5 weeks, i.e. 5,500 years, he would come in the flesh and save man. He had already made them this promise in paradise when they stood by the tree of forbidden fruit. And I'm just going to share something with you from another book. When Adam left paradise, he took a branch off the tree, and that branch was passed down through the patriarchs. It became Moses' staff, and it was also the crossbeam of Christ. That's what that is. And that's that thing that is on the Pope's staff. It's like a thin stick. They know it, but they worship Lucifer. So they're not going to tell us that. They hide the truth from us. So I just wanted to share that briefly with you. And then it says here, in their grief, Adam and Eve tried to drown themselves, but an angel was sent to drag them out of the water which flowed from the roots of the tree of life. And the word restored them to life. Jesus brought them back to life when they tried to kill themselves because they didn't want to be here on the earth. And Christians to this day, right this second, say that this isn't true.